Hello everyone, it's winter. Okay, so a lot of you have been waiting for this, I think, I guess. So, welcome to my first train along. Um, as you can see, it's winter and um, it's pretty cold. And I look like as if I'm still wearing my pajama. So, today we're training the Dado, that beauty over here. And the reason for that is I have a performance in about what is it? 3 weeks, 2 weeks or something. Where our association here in Dresden is going to perform for the international school in Dresden for the Chinese New Year. So that's why I need to unpack my old Dada form, which I have learned from Jiehong Dage. Yeah. I personally really like this weapon. It has something very martial to it. But I think the modern version that I have here is not a version that was applicable on the ancient battlefield. So I'm kind of torn apart in sense and value that I give to this weapon. On the one hand, I think it's pretty cool. On the other hand, I think it's not the best depiction of what they have used on the ancient battlefields. I think the best example of this weapon, or the character that is most associated with this weapon, is Guan Yu, the guy with a long beard, and from the Three Kingdoms era, so where the Three Kingdoms fought against each other. He's one of the famous three brothers, like Zhang Fei, Guan Yu, and Liu Bei. Yeah, that was it. And let me just put this somewhere else. That was about 2,000 years ago, or somewhat of 2,000 years ago. And in my research, I found I found the, who was it? Scholar General? No, but also what's his name? Sifu Cuttle from Geneva, and he said that actually there are no archaeological findings to this weapon from that time. Actually, this form of the weapon has only been around since the Ming Dynasty something. There have been an ancient version of it where they have a dao or a saber like weapon, one blade edged weapon on this on a pole. But I think they still have to yet manufacture something like this, which is representable of the old things. I have a hansha, a sha in my possession. I just recently got it. I'm very excited to use it with a form that's designed for that. But yeah, I'm not that sure if it's representable or not. Anyways, it's getting cold. We have about -2 degrees today. I hope the background noises aren't that big. So my plan for training today is, let's see. First, I'm gonna train a little bit the form, very lightly, very softly, as a warm-up something, and then I will try to pick the spots. I will not do the whole form because because I can't remember all of it. I have to watch some videos to get back at it. I will train the first part or the first half of it, and then see where there are spots and movements that are hard for me to do, and then kind of train these in strength kind of way. So more like stances and like really going deep into the positions. And the second thing is to train them individual from coordination point of view. So to get the timing correctly of what my limbs are doing. Something like that. Okay, let's see. Was it like that? Oh no, it was like this. Now it's like yeah, that sounds good. That looks good. The ground is a little bit more on the surface it's slippery, but then after you really go into the stance it's not as slippery anymore, because then the dirt underneath comes through. Whoop. Something like that. Oh, I need some music. Okay, so let's go through it one more time, very slowly, just for the movements, and then try to figure out which points I have to focus on and train individually. Let's do it right here. Number 1. Number 2. Okay. Maybe let's say 3 points. The first one is actually the first movement. This thing. I don't feel very stable doing this. So I have to figure out how I have to do the steps to make this a little bit more stable. The second one is this turn. So after this one, wait, it's the turn. So after this movement, this one, I feel like my legs and my upper body, or let's say the weapon, are not in sync. So this is something I need to train. The third one is actually quite a hard movement, I think. It's after this here, this movement, because here you hook with the back side of your blade with these hooks, then you hook again, and then you guide the blade and make it full, basically 180 turn, cut here, and then cut again upwards. And I think this one needs a lot more light and soft training actually. Not training it very hard, just a little bit on repetition. These bells are quite distracting. Okay, so let's put on some music and then let's get this going. First, I think I'll do the back movement first, because this is a lot of the third movement. It's a lot of coordination. Then I do the second one because it's a lot of coordination as well. Then I do the first one. This is more strength. And after that, I do the third and the second one again for strength. So strength and speed, and going a little bit more quicker. I hope that this sounds somewhat plausible and works. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Just going through it lightly to get the timing right. And the blade alignment, oh my god, that was totally off. Hook, step, hook, blade cut, blade cut. Hook, step, hook, cut, and cut. Hook, hook, cut, cut. One difficult thing to do is to let all the movements end at the same time. So timing is quite a big player, especially in this movement. And then having the edge aligned would be great. Hook. The last circle is a little bit too. It takes quite a lot of time. That's the problem. So like when I'm here, 1, 2, it's a full 180. So either let's go from it from a logical point of view, logical perspective. So this is 180. 180. Oh, okay, no, it's a step. 180. So it's like 3 180 turns. Oh man. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was my knee. Huh. Two more times. Huh. Feels a little bit smoother. Let's do 2 more times. This, I'll show it from the other side. There's a very difficult section in this movement. It's over here after this one, because then your arms have to go like this and you have to swing over the right side of your body like this and then come to here. That's actually really quite difficult because your arms are crossed like this and you still want to go over like that and guide it with the right hand. Let's try keeping it a little bit closer to the body. Let's see if that works. Close to the body. I'm not so sure about that. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's go to the second movement. Okay, so the second movement that we've said was oh yeah, after this one, ooh, the wind is chilly. Going over like this, turning, step, and then cutting horizontal. And then ideally landing either in a mabu, like this, or 650, 640 stance, 60-40 stance. So let's analyze that for a second. The biggest problem that I have with that movement is that I don't know for certain the timing. Either does the blade go first or the step go first, and what the exact timing is. So I kind of have to figure that out now. Also to see if it actually works from a coordination and body chain perspective. Okay, let's see. Let's get a better angle. Something like this. Ah, that looks good. If I can make the landing on point, that will look really great. Okay, let's see. So the movement goes starting from here, circling, and then step over like this. That's the end position. Let's do it not as deep, to just try to figure out the timing. This is something where, like, when I trained with Jihong, who taught me this form together, I just did it like he did it, and it worked perfectly. And then I forgot. It's always like that. Okay, let's do it step by step. Nope, that was blade with steps together. Feels kind of unsafe. Too much. That feels a little bit too apart. Not sure about that. I'll go a little bit more diagonal. Let me watch a video to check. It's not as split apart as I have just tried to do it. It was more of a like like a flow of water. Oh, I love these Chinese things. Because you kind of know what they want, but you still don't really get it. Okay, let's do it again. From here, flowing. Whoa! Okay, my balance was off to this side, so I have to lean a little bit more to the back. Maybe that will work. Let's see. Something like this. I'm not sure about that. Did he say when I was learning it that the Dao has to turn above your head like this? He might. Okay, let's just do it this way. I think going from a logical point of view or perspective on this topic and this movement doesn't really bring me anywhere that much. So let's just repeat, rinse and repeat, to see if my body can figure it out by itself. Maybe. So let's say 5 times. Well, let's try this again. No. Somewhat better. 2 more times. One more time. I think that's actually working. Feels like it. Huh? Let's do 2 more times. Nope. Yeah, that was great. No, it wasn't. Again. Better. Yeah, I think just repeating the movement over and over, I feel like that's the key. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, I'm starting to sweat. The ending was good, the landing, but I feel like this side was a little bit too exposed when I was doing the movement. So let's analyze it for a second. I'll go sideways to the camera. I'll go sideways to you guys. So when doing this movement, I was coming along over here, and then I was dragging my upper body, or my whole body, too far off like this. And then the dada was coming back, was coming afterwards. I think it should be simultaneously. So something like this, not this, but like this, I think. Let's give you another angle. To the back. So, what was I saying before? Not exposing my back too much. Guiding the dada with my whole body. I think that's it. Using my body to lead the weapon. So from here, let's do it slowly. Something like this. Now I don't know if it's a little bit too much together. Let's do it 5 more times. Sorry, I forgot to bring tissues. Okay. Good. First movement. First movement was the shibu. So we finish this. Then we do the kick, kicking this edge up with some dirt on it. Step, step. And I think my mistake always was I wanted to do this step in front, right in front of me, but in shibu, perfectly, it has to be next to the body, or a little bit sideways from your center line. So let's do it slowly a few times. I'll show it sideways. So we do this movement, bam. Show that we have a long beard. We kick up the dado and do it something like this. Show off our beard. Kick. I think that's good. I'm a little bit too much leaned forward for my taste when I go down into the shibu. Let's see if I can do it more upright. Ah. Oh. 2 more times. Other angle. That was weak. And then push out. Kick. Let's see if I can bring my hand to the waist. No, that doesn't feel right. That feels better. One last time. My fingers are getting cold. And then we put it together one more time. Push. Yeah. I'm satisfied with that. Okay. Now let's try another angle. Yeah. Okay. I'm quite exhausted. Let's say we do it 2 more times. One more time. I think one more time. 2 more times. I already said it. 2 more times. One, very precise. And the last one, a little bit quicker. Not too quick, just a little bit. So the precise one can take the time, all the time of the world. Yep. Yep. Yeah, not bad. I think that wasn't bad. There was something I wanted to say. What was it? I don't think that I need to go quicker than that with the data. Props to me if I can for the whole form, for the whole Taolu, but I don't actually think that I need to go quicker. Let's do it a little more fluid. Not quicker, but more fluid. Not as many stops or long stops. Did that look cool? I hope it did. Okay, let's do some stretching. I think that one went really well, especially for my first, not my first YouTube video, but my first train along video. I actually really like the scenery with the snow. That's really something that makes you really feel like, oh man, he's training in Germany. Damn. You know, in Germany, it's snowing. The winter has snow. Although actually, there hasn't been that much snow in quite a long time. The past few years, there was that much snow, only for like 1 or 2 weeks. But this winter seems a little bit colder, at least now. So yeah, I really like this weapon, this Dada, especially because it's somewhat heavy. It's not that heavy. I think I weighted this one. It's about 3.5 kilos. I don't know how many pounds that is. Must be something like 6? No, 7? No, 7.5 pounds, maybe. And the cool thing about that is, to gain strength you have to train heavy, and even the people in ancient China knew that. So they had various training methods where they did this progressive overload, so like slowly increasing the weight so that your body has enough time to adapt, but it's also demanded to adapt quick enough. So like the classical example for that is running up a hill with water buckets, and every day you fill a small cup of water more into them, and you do that every day for like 2 years. You'll become crazy strong. Yeah. And the reason why I'm talking about that is this weapon, it's not that heavy to have as a weapon by itself, but actually training with it, swinging it around, and then always accelerating, stopping, and having it in various positions is really great for, let's do this one. It's really great for functional strength training, especially in terms of posture and upper body and back muscles, core, all of that, which is really, really cool. So there you have some functional strength training and wushu by training your form. which is really, really cool. I like that. Whoop. Okay. Hello. Yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye.